Unless I can talk Santana into building it for me. All right.
No.
We started. I got a video of a bunch of stuff coming up Saturday. A lot of the little stuff that I did with Bam Lam, and also a sneak peek of how we're coming along inside the shop. And hoping this week or possibly this weekend, starting the framing work on the office in there. So Miss Presley, we can get her set up. We'll get her working on design and stuff for the website that we might talk about doing, and t-shirt designs and all of that kind of stuff. And how was your week? How was your week?
Project headquarters said thank you, and then Boathead said, "Hey, lady and gentlemen." Judy Scantlin said, "Hey, hi, Uncle Buck, Kenny, and Presley." And then Project headquarters said, "Beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. Eat once a day before 6 p.m. That's it."
Yep.
Missy lost 56 pounds.
Yeah, you guys look terrific.
Going to start videos soon now that I am the size of a truck.
Let me see. Let me see what else I got here.
No, my week was fine. It just more diag and more diag and more diag. And
Not
more
the size.
I did stop by. I had my my yearly checkup from my dermatologist, and I did stop by and finally got the pictures of the hutch part of his box, and boy, it's impressive.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pull that one little video back off, and I'm gonna add the stuff onto the original video about it and put it back up sometime. Maybe Wednesday of next week, something like that. Put it in some place in the week where I don't have videos normally, but it's impressive. I mean, I was kind of blown away by it today. It really was.
Yeah.
But yep, I got a clean bill of health at 57 years old, and all my little spots and bits are coming up. She says, "It's just because you're old. Just because you're old." I don't want to hear that.
Yeah. It's funny too. We were talking about it, like the guy that. So like we had to move a couple guys around, and the new Luby, he's working next to me in that third bay, and he got his first toolbox today. And it was a little roll around cart. And he was like, I was like, "You're going to go from that to that? Why don't you get something a little bit bigger?" And he's like, "This is bigger." And I was like,
It's a gateway drug.
you know, you mean that guy like, "Come on, man, just get some bigger," you know? And
It's a gateway drug.
he's like, listen, we all don't need 7-foot boxes, you know? Like,
No, it's a gateway drug.
it's
a gateway drug. It really is.
But I tell you what, I said it before and I'll say it again. It's the last that's the last toolbox I'll ever have to buy.
Yeah, but like I said, I'll have it up in a week or two, and it's impressive.
I might in a few years. I might buy a locker for it. But
You kind of walk. You see, his bays are right inside the door of the shop, and you kind of walk in, and you can see it from the doorway, and you kind of go, because in a shop, it's white.
Yeah.
It really stands out. I mean, with the LED lights and everything in it, it's really impressive.
And it's funny is Matt Ty, the guy who gave us this, who donated the banner.
Thank you, Matt.
Ty. He was telling me that there's a couple of shops in town that are talking about my toolbox.
Yeah, it's the only one in the area.
There's like 2 or 3 of them, but
if you think about it, for every town, there's only 1776 of them made.
Mm-hmm.
You got number 504?
Yep.
Okay, so that's, if you think about it, that's not a lot of coverage. That's a lot of boxes if you line them all up in a warehouse. But I mean, for the country, the amount of shops that are in the country, that's few and far between showing up.
And you got to think, there's only 1,774 of them going out because Snap-on kept one in 1776.
Well, they kept the first one and the last one?
Yeah.
Okay, I get that. Okay. Let me see. Well, since we're into this, I just want to say thank you to the sponsors, which is B&A Engine Works, and all the information for them is down below. And the other good thing is that guys know how I am an affiliate for Summit. I am now also an affiliate for JEGS. So we are not. It's official affiliate for JEGS. So with whichever way you want to go. If you guys would like to buy them from JEGS, I now have a link on my descriptions for JEGS. You can use it, and that helps support the channel. Think about picking up a T-shirt. License plates. Have you guys, anybody sent me any license plates? I haven't checked my mailbox this week, the PO box this week. I'm just wondering if anybody sent me any license plates. Like I said, I'd like to get all 50. That would be cool. Have a wall full of all 50 states. And kind of arrange them in like the, in the design. That would be cool. I don't know if I have enough wall for that.
Dave says now get Speedway and you'll have the trifecta.
Ooh,
that's
Michael Pineda said, "What up?
What up?"
I don't know. Salon. I don't know. Said glad to be here for the live.
Glad to have you. I'm glad you're here. Let me see. All right. So my question for this week is, and I want you guys all to pop off on this one, is if you had your dream car, doesn't matter what it is, I want to know what your dream car, if money wasn't an object, what would your dream, what would the one thing, if you could just say, okay, I just want to go buy this, and you were able to, what would you buy?
That's a torn question for me.
That's a hard question. Yeah, that's hard. I thought about it all. I thought about this question all day. And mine is the 72 Chevelle. I've always wanted one, never had one, got close to getting them a couple times. But if I had the money, it'd be a 72 Chevelle with a 454 with a 4-speed. Red with black racing stripes with black interior. That would be with, probably aftermarket wheels because that's how I roll. But I mean, that would be a big bumping 454 with a 4-speed.
Me Busy says gone in 60 seconds.
Oh, okay.
Eleanor. I think. See, I'm torn because I like rigs. I don't like fast cars or whatever. I'm torn between like a square body quad cab dually, and I thought about this the other day, and I thought it'd be really cool because you don't see a whole lot of them around anymore. I want a Desert Storm H1 Hummer with.
Oh, they're tough.
With a modern powertrain in it, juice up the fucking interior, make it all comfy and cozy.
What interior?
The interior.
G-rated.
Juice it up, make it all nice and pretty and fancy, but yeah, like an H1 Hummer. Like that would be cool.
But tricked out is how you want it.
Oh yeah, just make it a rig.
All right, come on.
Someone said 70 Monte Carlo. Michael Pineda said a 66 El Camino.
Oh, nice.
Mo Park said, hi, guys. And Dave said 66 Chevelle SS 427 or a 32 5-window coupe.
I caught
my Milner clone.
Milner clone.
Yeah.
Milner clone from what's the movie? With 32 Deuce. And the 55 Harrison Ford driving it.
Oh my God.
Tell me what movie that is. Milner clone.
Oh my God.
American Graffiti.
Yeah.
American Graffiti, yeah. Good Lord.
I was like, American something.
I am getting old.
I ain't seen that movie in forever.
A rat rod.
A rat rod, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Now, I did see something cool online yesterday. They found, I don't know where it is, but the original ZZ Top Eliminator is on display somewhere. They have it on like a pedestal, but it's the original. The one from all the ZZ Top videos. And it still looks as good today as it did then.
Mo Park says They want a 66 Dodge Dart with a nitrous 360 in it.
Yep.
Yo, yeah. That would be fun.
But no, I'm sick of this weather.
Swapped, of course.
Yeah, I'm sick to death of this weather. It was 70 degrees Saturday. I was out working on Bam Lam Sunday, and then all of a sudden, here come the clouds, and it got down to 25 degrees overnight and stayed there. And it's just now starting to warm up again. And now maybe tomorrow will be halfway decent. But I mean, I am ready for Mother Nature to make up her mind.
Don't you know we live in a geographical pandemic when it comes to weather?
Yeah, around here, yeah, it's
Yeah,
terrible.
it can't make up its mind.
You guys got any questions this week? Anything for the old school and the new school? Let's go. Hey, buddy, come here. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I know. You're a good boy.
Exit says,
All right, now go
gentlemen,
ahead.
finally made it.
Glad you're here. Glad you're here. So the question, since if you just made it, if you hadn't heard the question, if you had the means and you could just go out and say, I want this, what would be the vehicle you went out and got? Doesn't matter what it is. See, mine was the 72 Chevelle. His is a H1 Hummer.
Yeah.
An original Desert Storm style Hummer.
Yeah.
Just for a bombing going through the woods rig.
Oh my God, that would be sweet.
And we've had a lot of Chevelles, a lot of Mustangs,
Yeah.
you know.
And I've had a bunch of buddies tell me those H1 Hummers have the suspension of a friggin' turd.
But you know what? I really expected, and I was gonna. The reason I asked this question was that I didn't think I'd hear, and I haven't heard yet, not one person say anything like a Lambo or a Ferrari or something, because it isn't our era.
Well, like there's
Manny.
guys that like those supercars, and you know it's
But that's not me.
A car's a car, you know. To me personally, like I don't have the need or the want for something that fast. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna take my Lambo fishing rig out.
You know, like it's
Manny, go.
It's Manny,
go.
It's just it never. They're really nice cars. They really are. Like if you look into them, like
I'd be scared to drive it.
The amount of detail they put into building them and like the craftsmanship on them, they're great looking cars and they're great built cars. Just
Why
it bumped his noggin? Okay, I'll take it, or you take it. You read it.
I gotta read.
You gotta read. Yep.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Here we go. Change of plans, guys. Wyatt bumped his noggin if you didn't hear.
All right.
Mama to the rescue.
Mama to the rescue. 60 Dart, Nitro 360. Where we at? 70 CUDA.
Ooh. Convertible or hardtop?
Ooh. Gotta go ragtop.
Gotta go ragtop.
If you're on a CUDA, you gotta go ragtop. 85 Monty SS.
Nice.
Buick T-Type.
I've had buddies had both of those.
I can't work on Mopar. Don't play. Say can't work on supercars. No thanks.
Yeah, let me just take my Lambo fishing.
Yeah, Italian supercars are cool and all, but nothing will ever be cooler than American steel and a big block.
That's
Exit.
right.
Dave said the ZZ Top original Eliminator 33 Ford is still in Billy Gibson's personal collection.
Is that where I saw it online?
Was displayed in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland.
Okay. Yeah. I saw it was on display, but it still looks as good now as it did then.
Ooh.
It still looks just tough.
Yeah, it does. All right. Isabel. I like this answer. Okay. 58 Apache, step side, 4x4, like I was when I was 1 to 10 years old. I loved that green truck, and I cried watching it drive away.
Yeah.
For $500 because we got an '86 4x4 Scottsdale.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine was the one that I rode with my dad. It was a 66 Dodge Power Wagon.
Yeah.
And it had an old, you saw how old I was. It had no seatbelts in it. I mean, Dad would remove seatbelts from it, but it had, the seat had the fold down armrest, and that's where I would sit next to him.
Yeah.
And it killed me to go to school because I couldn't run with him no more.
Yeah.
You know, that was the one where he decided to paint it in the backyard, and his favorite color was always fire engine red. And him and his brother got to drinking a couple too many beers, and they put too much thinner in it, and it dewed that night. And this is Wisconsin, you know, so heavy dew, and woke up the next morning. It was Pepto-Bismol pink, the truck and trailer. He drove it that way for 6 years. Pepto-Bismol pink, 66 Power Wagon with a horse trailer on it, and that's how he drove it because that's how it turned out.
So
I got pictures.
Parquet says convertible, of course.
Of course, yeah, CUDA.
Yeah, on the CUDA. And then Project says 77 Olds Cutlass, which is
T-top or no T-top project?
gangster.
Jason.
That's gangster.
Yep.
An Olds Cutlass is gangster. All right, Miss Judy says, "Hey, Uncle Buck, do you remember me telling you that I had some genetic cancer screening done in February? I got the results back. I carry 2 unidentified ones, which means they don't have enough research on them."
So call me tomorrow. We'll talk about it.
Love the story behind the Lambo, if it's true, from William. And then Exit said Dodge Corvette. Plymouth Corvette.
See, that's the great thing about car guys. Everybody has a different brand. Everybody has a different what if, you know.
Yeah.
Is he okay?
Yeah, hit it
Again?
off the step stool. Right in his third eye, man.
Oh.
I'm like, nothing hurts worse than right there.
Yeah, nothing hurts worse than right there. Do you want this back?
Says Project Edwards says T-top.
T-top, yeah, T-top. All right. Crisis averted.
What, you don't like it?
No, I didn't do that. I don't sound like a retard when I read.
Can't
You
say
don't
that.
sound like a retard.
I can't.
We can't use that word anyway.
Why?
Oh, that's right. Nobody watches anyway, except for my regular guys. You
I was
know?
gonna say, well, that and it's everybody says you can't say that, but it's literally in all of my textbooks. Anytime you talk about timing.
Project headquarters said T-top. Did you say that already?
Yep, left off on T-top. So, but yeah, no, getting back to the supercar thing, they're cool, but like Dad said, like the amount of money you would spend on it, you wouldn't want to drive it anywhere. You wouldn't want to take it anywhere.
I'd be afraid to drive it. I'd be afraid. That's why I think I don't paint anything that I build, just so I can go to Walmart parking lot. I don't care if I get a door ding.
Yeah.
I just pop it out, hit it with some 600 grit wet dry, tape it off. You're done.
Yeah.
You know, I can't imagine. The way I look at it is, you know, they're hundreds of thousands of dollars. They're extremely expensive. What I could do with that kind of money, not in a car, just drop it in my lap.
Yeah.
That'd be life-changing money for me.
Right.
You know, it would be life-changing money, just the amount of money, just
That'd be life-changing money to a lot of us.
Yeah, I mean, and I can't imagine driving that around town.
Yeah.
I'm not that interested in being internet famous, being an Insta-ho.
We were, one of the last times we were at Walmart, somebody was there. Remember that white truck? Pretty sure it was you. I don't think it was your dad because you and I were talking smack.
Was it like all done up and everything?
Oh, chromed out.
Oh,
Like pretty white, beautiful. And they parked not only right next to a cart return, but as close to the doors as they could find.
wow.
And I was like,
I'd be scared to death.
I was like, no freaking way.
I would be scared to death. I would. I would not. Yeah. You know.
Oh, we got your dream car in the dealership today.
Yeah.
Yep.
One of them.
2018 Larry Longhorn. Only bad part, it's white.
Oh. If I'm going with supercar, a brand spanking new V6 Vet, I'd probably never drive it, but just to show off in the garage. Them old Jaguar T-types have some smooth body lines and awesome engine from Exit. My cousin had a Jaguar. It was sitting out in Grandma Pee Wee's back lot for a long time.
Just sitting out.
Just sitting out there. I didn't know what it was.
Oh.
And I was like, and I mean, I remember playing with it, you know?
And on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And old T-tops, like just all sorts of old classic cars back there.
Yeah.
And that was like my jungle gym at Grandma Pee Wee's. And then it wasn't until I was a teenager, my cousin sold it. And I was like, was that a Jag? He goes, yeah. I was like, you just sold it? And he goes, yeah.
It's sitting back here for years.
He's like, that was my first car. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
2013 C6 Z06, but also the new Vets Hell Yeah from Kentucky.
Okay, me and him were just talking about that this weekend or something about the Corvettes. Was it you or it was me and David? We're talking about the Corvettes. Uncle David. One of my friends were talking about the Corvettes and the new mid-engines, and they don't look like Corvettes anymore.
No, they're wannabe Ferraris.
Yeah.
It was us. We had that conversation.
Yeah.
That wasn't this weekend. It was further back, but yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't like them.
Yeah, they're mid-back. They're
mid-engine crap. No, I don't like them at all.
They're wannabe. But
Cars.
yeah, but let me tell you, I think they are the most. And maybe because, again, I'm a truck guy. I've always been a truck guy. Never really liked being in smaller cars, but they are the most uncomfortable cars.
Well, and
I always hated feeling like I was scooting my butt on the ground anyways. So
I don't know why it come up because I saw a thing on them and said they were coming out 1,200 horsepower. 1,200 horsepower from the factory off the showroom floor. You know, I mean, like, come on. You know, there's got to be a limit to it. But I'm sure they'll sell. I'm sure they'll sell like crazy. You know, the most powerful off the floor
supercar
production vehicle, you know, for the country. Yeah.
Well, you got to think, and you know, the and I'll speak on the Dodge guys for a little bit, but like back when the Viper was big.
Yeah.
You know,
the V10.
The V10 and that Viper, you know, it weighed nothing. Made a stupid amount of power. It was like,
but it wasn't anything like that new one.
No, I know, but
yeah,
like,
no, it was at that time. It was
that's how
it.
But I'm sorry, but that's how it starts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So,
it's the build up. You know,
give them 18 months, 2 years.
Yeah,
Dodge is going to come out with something to beat it.
Yeah,
and then Ford is going to have to come along. You know, and then it's going to be that's kind of how the muscle car era started to begin with in like the late 60s and early 70s was that everybody's having to outdo each other. Right. You know, with their designs. I mean, they got the engineers working, you know, and, you know, testing and drag racing and everything. But I mean, 1,200 horsepower on the street tires. And you ain't got to be, all you got to do is have a license, not any training, not anything. You know, I see, you know, if it goes to where they're running 12, 13, 14, 1,500 horsepower on the street, there's going to be a lot of people get hurt.
Yeah,
there's going to be a lot of accidents. There's going to be a lot of collateral damage on that deal.
Yeah, right. Well, and like anything over a certain amount, I think you have to take it. Well, excuse me, but like for a Ferrari, to drive a Ferrari, you have to take a Ferrari class.
Yeah, but it ain't like that with Ford, Dodge, and Chevy.
I know, but like, I would hope.
You would hope. Yeah.
I would hope they wouldn't sell a 21-year-old,
Are you kidding me?
a car that makes 1,200 horsepower.
Because you know they're going to be over 200 grand.
Oh, they're well over 300 probably.
You have some, you have some hip hop kid or whatever walk in, and yeah, there's gonna be a lot of people twist things around trees and electrical poles and stuff. There's gonna be a lot of accidents because even professionals would have a hard time handling that on the street because it's not an enclosed court. You're not just dealing with your driver; you're dealing with everybody else that's on the street. And you know how everybody likes to take over parking lots of shit these days and do dumb stuff and do donuts and run each other over and stuff like that. There's going to be some, I just see it as a parent, I see it coming.
Well, and, that's why I think, I steal a book off your page and give the boys, their first car is going to weigh 8,000 pounds and
super steel bumpers
and only make 300 horsepower, just get it up to where it'll go 55 mile an hour. There you go.
Down the highway, tooling to Votech.
Kentucky said he could have bought a new one in the first year, MSRP $60,000, and made money instantly. Dave says high performance car and low performance driver is a bad combo.
Agreed. See, that's the parent in us, Dave.
No, that's just common sense.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people don't think that way.
Yeah.
Don't think of what could happen if you put somebody that doesn't have any experience with that kind of power behind the wheel of something with that kind of power.
Yeah.
Bad things happen.
Yeah.
Because,
like driving on snow permanently.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but no, we're gonna, let's see. Coming along in the shop. Just didn't get to go to the drag races. I didn't have it done. I didn't have it finished enough to get there because for the test and tune, I didn't. And Christina kind of hurt herself this week. She took a little bit of a fall and pulled a muscle, so she wasn't coming along. And I didn't really want to go by myself. This one was doing yard work and everything, trying to get his place ready for the spring. And so I didn't load it up.
Yeah.
But the next test and tune should be in a couple of weeks, and then I'll get out there and because I pretty much got her ready to go. I got to make a couple bumper brackets for the back bumper that I got done. But other than that, she's about ready to go. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping it was just because it sat pretty much all winter, but I pulled the dipstick on it the other day and it had a little bit of what would you call moisture in the it was a little foamy. It was a little brownish, a little foamy. So I'm hoping, and that's after I did run for a little bit. So I'm hoping I started back up and I checked the radiator. It's not bubbling through the radiators, which I'm hoping it didn't. I don't have a bloated head gasket. But even if I have a bloated head gasket, I'll still change the oil every more often until I'm gonna see if we can send a rod to God with that motor. Because I got the spare sitting on the stand.
I was gonna say, if you really want to know, I got a leak down tester. We'll find out real fast.
Yeah, because it wasn't bad, but I know the sign, and it had been running, and so it was a little milky, not terribly bad milky. It was about the color of caramel, but but I'm still gonna send it.
We'll find out. We'll find out where it's.
But she's front end's aligned, front bumper's on, she's tagged, she's insured, she's ready to go, and she's got a 3/4 tank gas in it. So I need some carpet, I need a dash pad, and windshield. No, seatbelt came in. I ordered just a seatbelt for my side, and that one came in. LMC truck.
There you go.
And it needs a windshield. The windshield's cracked in it, but good enough for the drag strip right now. It's good enough for to have fun with it. To drive around.
Says I've been searching through your vids, Uncle. Didn't see any on painting / restore plastic door panels.
I have one. I have a video. Just it is. Yeah, I have one specifically on just doing door panels. It's about 2 years old. It's from the original, the first truck. But it's there.
I was gonna say, we did a stain. Door panels.
Yeah, we did door panels. It's there. You just gotta look for it. Just look in the older stuff. A couple of years old. It's there. I use Duplicolor vinyl dye, and how to clean it up real good and go at it at different angles to make sure you get all the little nooks and crannies correct. I did the same thing on the new ones.
Mm-hmm.
But I did put I put like 85 or 86 mile door panels in it. So I got to do a little playing with it a little bit to get them to sit and make them look really nice. But I mean, they're in. And I did put new felts in the driver's side door. Put a couple of new felts in the passenger side door for the windows, for the window tracks, because they were just old and hard and junk, and they just kind of crumbled in your hand. So it was a cheap set. It was an easy set. And those were easy to do. Well, I tell you the trick. Trick's doing like the new LMC kits. The front track from the wing window all the way down the track. It's got a you peel it. It's peel and stick. And I just took 2 paint sticks and taped them together and to just run it down the channel, and it's stuck and it's perfect. It's beautiful.
Nice.
And the other one has 2. The one that goes from the door all the way down to the back rail is all one piece, and it's got 2 finder tabs in it that there's 2 little clips that's inside the track. You just punch them up in there. Same thing with that taped up paint stick. Just put it down. Easy as pie. Easy as pie.
There you go.
Yeah, it just worked out great. It turned out really good.
There you go.
No more rattle window.
Hey, attaboy.
Yep.
Yeah, we did this car come in. I think it was Friday last week. Yeah, Friday last week. And apparently all the new Sorrentos, they come with a little plunger on the door. On the fuel door.
Oh, on the fuel door.
And that plunger, it's just like a pin.
Yeah.
Mechanical little click thing. And so that plunger gets stuck at the bottom. So they hit the door and they're trying to open it and it won't open.
Yeah.
So I figured out a way to open it without marring it and messing up the paint. So you can take the door off so they can put gas in their car. So I spent all of Friday taking fuel doors off because apparently we had like 6 or 7 of them show up. I'm like, oh, there's another one to drive.
Design defect.
You know. So we've been ordering fuel door plungers for like crazy.
You guys got any questions? Anything you guys are working on? You guys got any questions about?
Still need to make that electric fan video.
Well, I don't have any.
I know. Please, just the wiring video. One of these days, I'll just pick up the whiteboard and just start drawing it out.
Yeah, we can do that. That seems a little like the ones when you get the whiteboard out, start writing it down and drawing it out and explaining it. That's, I mean, it's classroom 101. I mean, that's what everybody seems to like.
The title of that video is called "I Tried Duplicolor Vinyl Spray on My C10."
There you go. You have any way of doing there should be get a link if you're looking it up and link it into the description form
Or the chat. Put it
in the chat. Yeah.
Exit says, "What you guys thinks of Fram / Cardon going out of business?"
So
It wasn't Fram. It was the holding company that owned all those different.
yeah, the Cardone and
Yeah.
Fram and all of them.
Yeah.
So
They aren't actually out of business. They filed bankruptcy
yeah, and they're looking for new investors essentially. But
because apparently from the guys that bought it and started buying up all the brands, they were collecting money, but they weren't paying anything out.
yeah,
It was
Didn't work.
not good.
yeah,
So I don't think they'll die.
no. Fram's been around too long. I'm not personally a Fram fan.
We're Wix guys.
Yeah, I'm a Wix guy. But
That's a good question.
I mean, but I mean, to kind of stay on topic for like a little bit, but I think do we think that Fram and Cardone are just gonna die off. No.
Disappeared? No.
No. Cardone is way too deep in the business. Fram is way too deep in the business. You
And
know,
a bunch of other brands that they have in that.
yeah, there's you know, sub brands of them. You know, they're way too deep.
If they don't figure out a way to get out through court, I think it'll be like when Edelbrock started buying everybody up.
Yeah.
There'll be some companies that will pick specific brands known like Fram, like whatever it is, you know, because apparently there's about 200 different brand names is what that company under that umbrella was under.
Yeah.
You know, and it was supplying parts for a lot of people, a lot of different companies.
Yeah.
You know, and so I don't think they're going to die. I think they're going to end up moving.
Yeah. Somebody like somebody will hold a certain percentage off, and
it may be a good thing because
Yeah.
it may be come back to where, you know, like the production processes are cleaned up and better quality control and things like that. You know, I mean, because if they weren't spending money where they need to pay their vendors out, then, you know, they weren't spending money for you know, quality control or anything like that either.
yeah.
You know, they weren't, you know, so it may be a good thing for the industry.
Yeah. What was your thought
On
You said Wix? We're Wix guys and Fram.
yeah, I mean, I know it's probably some of the Ford guys out here. They probably go Mastercraft, you know, Ford Motorcraft, stuff like that. But I've always been a Wix guy. I mean, I think that goes back to whenever I was a younker, a teenager in Napa, and Rob that owned the Napa in Salsa. He was always a Wix guy. It seems like that's all he had on the shelf besides Wix and Fram. And he didn't like selling Fram. If you asked for his recommendation, whether it was, no matter what it was always a Wix, because because they were always seemed to be the best. Yeah. And that's documented that them guys that do all those tests online and everything, Wix always comes out on top.
Well, and it goes back to my thing is if I'm going to buy a product from a company, I want them to, you know, be the subject matter experts on that product. I don't like a company that does a little bit of everything. Like Wix does filters.
Yeah.
That is all they do. That is by their product line, that is all they do is Wix filters.
You say the same thing for like companies like ARP.
Yeah, ARP.
That's all they do.
That's bolts, nuts and bolts and hardware. That's all they do. You know. That's why I'm like
Earl's Plumbing, same thing.
Yeah.
All they do is, you know,
Yeah, you know, it's just guys that they try to like
wear too many hats.
Yeah, wear too many hats, and it doesn't, the product doesn't come out as it should.
Right.
At the quality it should be.
Not there, yeah.
You know, like Master Pro. Like I like Master Pro for like the dollar amount, you know, you get a decent product and you get you down the road, but they've got hats in suspension, they've got hats in engine stuff, they got hats in interior stuff, they got, you know, and Dorman's the same way, you know. I like
Dorman, yeah, don't get me started.
Yeah, I like Dorman, don't get me wrong, you know, it's for the economic side of it, you know, that it's you get what you need, you know, for not breaking the bank, you know, and it's great for a quick fix, but again, at the end of the day, you know, they got their hands in so many pies. You know, Dorman does. They're like they're trying to be the one-stop brand, and it's like, okay, but you know, I might have a lifetime warranty on this, but I'm replacing it 7 times in the next 10 years.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Whether I could buy, you know,
and let's just say put where the mouth on the horse is that all the big brand stores are getting to where like that lifetime warranty ain't exactly a lifetime warranty anymore.
No.
They get to a point where they will not warranty it out anymore. Where 20, 30 years ago, when you got a lifetime warranty on a starter, water pump, whatever, it was lifetime warranty. Yeah. No matter whether you went to Advanced Auto Parts, AutoZone, O'Reilly's, what it was. 30 years ago, lifetime warranty was a lifetime warranty. You still had that vehicle, but people have gotten where they hold on to them more. And that's cutting in on the profits. And there's going to be a time where they say, well, we're not going to warranty this anymore.
Yeah.
Because it hurts their bottom line too much.
Well, and working in the business too, like seeing it from the corporate side of it, it's they they're so
Always the dollars. Always the freaking
it's
dollars.
the way. Okay, I'll say it like this. So, lifetime warranty back then was
Great.
no matter what, we got you covered.
Yeah. Yeah. That
Now it's
to a point.
Now the part has to fail. Like that doesn't make sense to me solely because like they're like, okay, it's a failure of the part. Okay, I get that. But if say you bought brake pads from O'Reilly's, if you guys didn't know, most brake pads from O'Reilly's come with a lifetime warranty. Okay, lifetime warranty. They say they'll warranty them for failure of the part, but the brake pads wear down naturally. So if they wear down and they don't fail, does that mean they're not going to warranty them, or they will warranty them?
No, they won't.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a whole numbers game. You got to know the right people. And
Yeah, that's kind of a selling point that they did advertising wise. If you think about it, for a consumable part like a brake pad, it's a consumable part. Like an oil filter, it's a consumable part. A fuel filter is a consumable part. A belt is a consumable part. It's going to get wear and tear on it just from use.
right.
How do you guarantee that? But also now my opinion has always been hard parts, starters, water pumps, alternators, shit like that. You paid a little extra money back in the day, and you try to keep an envelope full of your receipt so you knew that you bought it there. And that used to be a lifetime warranty. As long as you had that vehicle, which back 30, 40 years ago, people didn't keep the same vehicle all the time.
Yeah.
They were a lot less expensive. It wasn't like a second mortgage to buy a new vehicle or get a different one, So that whole possibility of you having that same car for 30 years was way lower than it's getting now, because now people can't afford to buy new stuff.
Well,
So they are keeping the old stuff. So that whole hard part lifetime warranty is kind of changing.
yeah.
I hear the Wawa trying to come in. I hear him. Thump, 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 thump.
Exit says First Brands Group made billions in 2024. My brain does not compute that high a number.
Right, with a B, billion with a B. Yep.
Then Dave said Wix and AC Delco, and Exit said Wix and Purelator filters.
Purelator, yep.
Yeah. I have the Wix actually has a phone app.
He does.
I don't. You can look it up. Like you can look through basically their whole catalog.
Didn't you actually bring one of their catalogs home one time?
Yeah, I've got. We've got the hard, but we have the hard covers. But
O'Reilly still has the hard books.
Yeah. Just nobody ever knows how to use them.
Yeah, that's true too. Remember the good old days at the parts store that had that big rack with all the books in it?
The binders.
Yeah, the binders. Yeah, I remember Rob. Yeah, O'Reilly's. I mean the Napa in South, he had that. Yeah, but yeah. When we were at PRI, he got new copies of several companies. Especially, I remember you got the one from ARP because they didn't have an updated version of the ARP book at his store when he was working at O'Reilly's.
Yep.
And we got it at PRI. We brought it home with us. Yep. Yeah, because they're still there. But he's right. Nobody knows how to use them and look them up. Cross-reference.
And I think that's why everybody liked me when I worked at O'Reilly's, because I never took what the computer said for an answer. It's just like, hey, I need a 2-port old small block 350 fuel pump.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, look it up. Well, it's not in there. Hold on. Pull the book out. There it is. There's part number. Boom. There it is.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Like it's.
Technology can be the great thing, and sometimes it's not so great.
Yeah. So I mean, and like it just that always bugged me for all like the whole time that I worked there. It was we can't warranty this. Why? Because the part didn't fail. No, the part failed, but there was a compounding issue that caused the part to fail. well, we're not going to warranty it.
Yeah.
Why?
Overruled by corporate.
Overruled. You know, it's like, then, you know, and it's, you see bad, you see it like in the business, in the automotive industry, you see a lot of bad business and a lot of bad things that are like, people are more worried about the money than they are.
Bean counters.
They're more worried about the money and the beans than they are the people, and it just.
Everybody that's worked corporate knows that even no matter how good you did last quarter, you got to beat them numbers from that. You got to make more. It's got to be more. It's got to be more. It's got to be more. That's never, you know, cruising. It's always got to be more.
Yeah.
How do we cut corners? How do we make the bottom line bigger? How do we? Yeah, and that's when
everybody else starts to suffer.
Yeah,
and it doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't. It really doesn't.
So, any questions? Anybody building anything? Anybody wishing that Mother Nature would quit messing with us?
Yeah, keep wishing. That ain't never gonna happen. It's like a pissed off ex-wife that you owe money to. You never stop. Ask me how I know.
Any questions? Nope, nothing going on. What time is it? Well, I tried to hurt myself this week. All right. Well, then we're almost hour. He's had a long day today, and he's probably you busy tomorrow?
I'm always busy. I have a question that I want everybody to think about for next week.
Okay.
If again, money is no object, okay, but and I think I know the answer to a lot of it, but I want you to kind of keep this in your head and like explain, like almost teach why you want this combo. But we're thinking carburetor to camshaft setup. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. I hit the mic again. I'm so sorry, everybody. But don't talk about it. But
okay, I don't understand the question.
The cam.
Why would they choose that cam? Why would they choose that carburetor?
Yeah.
Oh,
what's your dream?
What's your setup? What's your preferred setup? You know.
Oh, okay.
And why?
And why?
Right.
So
he wants an essay due by next Tuesday.
No, I don't want an essay. You know, just something to think. Just something to think about. You know. So if you're an EFI guy, EFI, cool, whatever. But what's your go-to top end combo? Don't talk. Don't answer it.
No, I'm percolating on the question.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Remember, B&A Engine Works. If you guys are anything, you know, like I said, they will ship them out. They'll put them on a crate and ship them out. I had a couple calls this week, and Santana, if you listen to this on your way to work tomorrow, whatever, you know, I've sent several people your way.
You know what we didn't do?
What we didn't do?
Giveaway.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's only one person.
Yeah, we only sold one T-shirt. The paper's over there.
Over where?
It's on the desk over there. Okay. Anyway, so we have a new owner.
Did you say the video was sponsored by Santana?
Yeah. Everything, all this so far, the Santana is our most loved and favorite. It's on top of the books.
Exit says, I will email my single space 5-page essay
there,
this weekend.
next to my box.
It's right. Get on it,
Just
Exit.
a full sheet of paper. Yeah. His email address. I think it's his wife's, but it's Shannon Thompson. Yep. And you know you remember what his handle is.
Read something.
Yeah.
He's not too far away because he was wanting to meet up when he was on live that one night.
Yeah. So anyways, Shannon, you won.
Yay!
Yep, you did good.
Yay!
So I will email you in the morning, or I might email it to you tonight, and let you know that you won, and we'll figure out shipping or meet up or arrange.
If you want us to sign this, we can.
No.
Add some value to it.
No, it won't.
Wow. Rude.
We're just a father and son team on the internet talking to a phone on a tripod.
Yeah, okay.
We're nobody.
I can have dreams.
Anyways, Shannon, you won, and we'll figure out how to get it to you. It's all yours, and then
We'll protect it.
I got boxes and boxes of stuff in the garage of tools and stuff that I got to make videos of. So I'm sure there's going to be something else. You guys aren't getting the new plasma cutter. I'm just saying that you're not getting that. I'm keeping that one. I've been wanting one of those. The lightsaber.
We needed
one of
that
those.
plasma cutter 2 years ago.
Yeah, I know. I know. But I got all kinds of stuff in boxes I got to go through and make videos for. But we'll figure something out for something for this summer.
All right.
And then we'll do
Remember,
something for Christmas.
B&A Engine Works at BUREN in Arkansas.
All the information is down below in the link. And
Summit Racing.
JEGS. Buy a t-shirt if you want. Help support the channel. Send a gift if you want. Help support the channel.
Stay cranky.
Stay cranky. Yep. Old man. Cranky old man. Oh yeah, thank you to the Mac truck guy for this.
Ty.
Yep.
Ty, the tool guy.
That's the guy. And I do want to do a shout out for Crane Kia in Fort Smith, Arkansas, because this is where he works. They kind of like, they treat me like I'm family. When I walk into the place, they kind of like, they give me the nod, you know, and the parts guy comes out, we talk, you know, and yeah, it's nice. It's really nice.
It's one of the better places I've ever worked.
Yeah, I'm really appreciative of them guys. And I'll get that video out about the updated video for the toolbox soon. And we got a video coming out tomorrow. The decking of the big block is coming out tomorrow. And then the update on Bam is coming out Saturday. And we're going to go from there. And I'm probably going to make a trip over to Santana's. I'm going to do an interview with Santana. And you guys will get to meet her one-on-one at the shop sometime. Get that one out too. It's going to be a very interesting spring and summer. And we are going to get to the drag strip, and I'll take you guys along for that one too. So there's going to be a lot of good stuff coming up. We're going to continue to do these.
I want to go fast.
Huh? I want to go fast. Yeah.
Go fast.
We're coming up on a year. We're coming up on a year of lives pretty soon. I think in April. So I think we're going to have to do something special for that, for the year's anniversary.
Okay.
So that's something.
Before we end this live,
Yeah.
I did want to say Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. I
to
forgot.
everybody. And make sure if you're drinking a Guinness, drink it between the G.
Split the G.
Split the G, baby. Split the G.
Oh, I can't imagine them taking a Guinness and turning it green.
Yeah. Drink to the foam.
Anyways, we appreciate all you
Bonehead
guys.
says, good night.
Good night. We appreciate all you guys. You guys have a great week. Be safe. Be with the weather. Stay warm. And again, Jason,
Congrats,
awesome
brother.
job, buddy. Awesome job. You know, I mean, now I got to drop 50 pounds. You know, I got to do something. All right. So, see you next week.
Later.
Peace.
Ew. He did that.